remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights, my heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember, tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember, tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. So many nights, my heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember, tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember, tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights, my heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember, tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember, tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. A while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast on this Saturday. Man, y'all smash that like button. Sub up to the channel if you're new and if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, and y'all know we have Music Monday as well, man. But this is Sold Out, where we talk that sneaker talk now. Pretty much, man, I pretty much have the Sold Out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat, and it's free to sign up, where, of course, we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, you name it, man. So y'all know I've been definitely trying to keep up with the NBA playoffs as well. Not too much really dropped this today, but we did. I'm going to just check that real quick just to do like a heat check, and then pretty much, I will say this. I've been working on and off today, as you guys can probably see, but the show must go on, man. I definitely want to get some relaxation, too. I'm going to touch the chat in just a little bit. And then tonight's topic, man, I want to go ahead and just get that introduction going on in this joint. And then, of course, I'm going to be sharing my screen here. Y'all let me know if audio and visual is okay. But apparently, Nike, Adidas, and 70 other brands have asked President Trump for tariffs exemptions, right? Okay, so pretty much I hate to keep the lives going about tariffs, but it's a part of the game. And apparently VF Corp had done more layoffs, right? Okay, so we're going to be not smoking on, but we're going to be talking. I wasn't going to try to say speaking, but I said smoking by accident, my bad. But yeah, we're going to be speaking on those two topics tonight, man, because tariffs, it just come with the game. Will we see some price increases on sneakers or will we not, right? I mean, because at the end of the day, it's going to affect all of us, whether we like realize it or not. And then also with the VF Corps, I don't think they're really looking. I don't think they want to be a part of the whole tariff situation, but they're going to have to be. But especially if they've been doing layoffs, I think this is probably like my third, fourth, maybe even fifth time probably talking layoffs for them, you know, throughout the time that I've been doing this Sold Out podcast. You know what I mean? So if you're not familiar with VF Corps, they at one point had Supreme under their umbrella. I know they have Vans. That's one of their big ones on there. They used to have Ray-Bans, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of those brands used to be under VF Corp, right? Okay. And then for the sports world, real quick, tonight, man, we should be having, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Nuggets. And then we'll also have the Clippers today. So pretty much the series is tied 3-3. So pretty much somebody has to win tonight. Whoever wins will be going on to the next level, right? Okay, if you're following basketball. So again, let me touch the chat real quick and then we'll dive right in. And yeah, we'll get the party started for tonight, man. I'm only going to be on this joint for like an hour. So that's why I'll be trying to start somewhat on time. Looks like we have Thomas Gold Ring Jr. says, Polo, what sneakers are you after this month? So ironically, I'm gonna keep it 100. I cheated a little bit, but I didn't cheat. I saw your comment right when I was getting ready to hit like go live, and I was like, well, I'm about to start, so I'll just answer it here. So I did take a few seconds to kind of ponder your question, and which means hopefully to think. I was like, yo, obviously I want those reimagined UNCs that are supposed to be coming next Saturday. So not today, but next Saturday. I'm hoping to hit and get a mall vlog on them. But again, I feel like people mumbling and grumbling, but I feel like a lot of people are going to show up for those. Also, if you have the Sold Out Discord, if you don't, it's okay. I literally just realized like the Charles Barkley, they kind of been floating around. I didn't see them on the sneakers app, but apparently some stores have them. Now I saw that Snipes had them, but by the time I saw them, they were already sold out. I think JD Sports and them had them too, but they're sold out. But I would like to have a pair of those Charles Barkleys, the black and purple joints. You know what I'm saying? Just because timeless nostalgia purposes, I would like to have a pair of those. And then also, rumors is the white cement foes is supposed to come out at the end of the month too. So I would like to have them white cement foes for sure. That's my top three. Ironically, right? You're not the first person to ask me this question. I know you're probably not surprised, but I'm talking about like actually in person. So like at work yesterday, it's another OG like, cause people saying I'm Unc now, but I mean, it is what it is. But I was talking to another guy that's been collecting a whole lot longer than me, and he showed me the lineup too, even though technically I should already know it, and I do because I did the like top anticipated upcoming sneaker releases for the month of May. So I had already kind of knew, but at the same time, when you do that, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, because I go week to week too, you know what I mean, just to keep it 100. And so he pulled it up, and I'm like, man, it's about to be a serious month. I'm like, not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really only got at the time when I told him, I only had my eyes on the white cement foes, and then pretty much the reimagined Jordan 1 joints, and he said the same thing, you know what I'm saying? So I was that, but I would like to add the Charles Barkley's, the black and purple joints, to the list. You know, if in a perfect world, if I can get all three of those, that would be excellent. And yeah, because I don't know when they're gonna do the Air Max 95s, the neon joints. So that one's been on my radar for a minute, but it's been pushed back. You know, as far as like a wide release, to the best of my knowledge. Let's see. Kwame says, "Yo, what up, Kwame? We was actually just asking about you yesterday, dog, in the Goodfellas meeting." They're like, yo, what happened to Kwame? I'm like, I think he just grinding and getting to the bag, man. So salutes to Kwame. What up? Let's see. Devon says, what's good? What up, Devon? Says, those UNCs are a must. Most definitely, dog. Everybody, it's what killed me. Who was it? I think it was J-Rod who was like, yo, it's pissy yellow, but I still want them. So everybody, I don't think everybody necessarily like loved them, but we want them, if that makes sense. I think they did them right. And then I like the story behind it. It misses holes, pause, Because if you think about it, how they're coming, they almost got it right to the great follow-up for what we call the Lost and Founds, which is AKA like what? Basically a Chicago, like Lost and Found, like a reimagine. But ironically, we don't call the Jordan 1 Chicago's reimagined. You know what I'm saying? We call them the Lost and Founds. Everything else just gets the reimagined name and called it a day. I don't know. Is that Jordan Brand being lazy, not trying to put a story behind the rest of the joints? I feel like they might as well have just kept it going strong and put a story behind it. But at the same time, as a person who makes content and then has a lot of stuff, it's easier said than done to kind of just throw the stuff out there and let it go. You know what I mean? And let us put the pieces to the puzzle together. Where we at real quick? Let's see. Devon says, also those Tokyo 3s are coming out May 15th. I saw those. Man. And ironically, the OG at work yesterday, he said the same thing. He showed me those. He was going down the list. And I was like, we both kind of shrugged our shoulders on the joint. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate them, but I don't love them either. You know what I'm saying? Like, they okay, but like, I don't know. I'm picky when it comes to my threes, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Manny with the Kick says, Yerp. What up, Mannies? What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out, man. So tonight's topic, we're going to dive right in there. I think we're going to start with the tariffs, and then we'll close out with the VF Corp situation, and then we'll talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases. Also seeing those Levi Air Jordan 3s floating around. And then just to make sure we cover all angles before I get started, today's drops as well. We had the CSEF joints, pretty much those Nike SB Dunks. Those look like they sold out. And then looks like those Air Jordan 4 aluminum joints, they're still available, right? I'm not sure if it's a full-size run, but I'm going to check just for shits and giggles because I have my phone right here. Looks like they're almost sold out. But my size is still available. Now, this is a women-exclusive sneaker, but they still do have like a men's 9.5, 10, and 10.5. But if your feet is bigger than that, you know it is what it is. Now, I feel like they did a little bit much on the sneaker, but I'm going to just leave it there. And then pretty much this right here, this College Skateboarding Educational Foundation joint. That one, I know Dunk said he was looking at that one. Ironically, Dunks texted me yesterday, but we was talking sports more than anything. So where we at real quick, Devon says, did you see the Union Fragment ones and the Panda colorway? Nope, I didn't see those joints, but I'll look them up. In fact, let me go ahead and just I'm going to just copy what you typed here. And then I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. So we'll talk about it towards the end of the live. That way I don't forget about it. If that's cool, let me see real quick. Because y'all be keeping the kid informed too, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be all over the place with this joint. But let me see if I can find it. Let's see. I'll just see if we can get some images on the joint. I think I found them. They're like the black and white joints. I think so. We'll see. If these are it right here. If not, I'll keep looking, but I see several different ones kind of floating around here, because that's like sneaker agenda, but there's some black and white joints. We'll see. I'll have these up here just for it. If these aren't it, then we'll continue to look towards the end of the live. Looks like we got Long Beach Joe Jets in the building. What up, says salutes and respect to Polo in the chat. What up, Long Beach? Let's see. Kwame says, what up, Divine? What up, Manny's? Divine says, what's good, Kwame? 100 salutes. That's what's up, man. So let's go ahead and dive into tonight's topics, man, and get this party started. Because, these things can be a little bit long-winded. So I want to start with the tariff situation, and then we'll get the party started. So give me like 2 seconds, and I'll share my screen. Boom, should be seeing my screen right here. Again, y'all let me know if audio and visual is looking good for the kid. Everything is looking good on my end, but I want to make sure you guys, obviously people that's watching this, make sure y'all get it all, the visuals in right and everything as well. Let's see, Divine Photo says, Manny salutes 100. But it says Nike, Adidas, and 70 plus brands sign a FDRA letter asking Trump for footwear tariff exemptions. I told you. You know what I'm saying? We've been covering this for quite some time, and I know you're not surprised. But at this point, if they don't ask for it, they're going to have to make a decision. Remember, we covered, I think on Wednesday, we was talking about Adidas, where they said, if we get hit with the tariff joints, we'll raise accordingly. They already telling you how they moving. And we're going to keep it 100. Long Beach Joe Jess says, tariffs are a pain, bruh. Tell me about it. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it this way, and I'm not trying to say I'm like the king of tariff knowledge, but I'll say, like, if anybody who's probably been covering the tariffs from day one, sneaker content wise, I'm going to go ahead and take that title. I feel like every time I go live, I'm talking tariffs, and I'm kind of over them. You know what I mean? Where we at real quick, Manu the Kick says Kwame and Divine 100 salute. Manu the Kick says Joe Jet salutes. So here's some quick facts real quick about the tariff exemptions and that FDRA letter. Says FDRA sent a letter to President Trump on April 29th. So that was quick fact number one. Says quick fact number two, signed by 76 footwear companies, including Nike and Adidas. That's fact number two. Fact number three, it says, are asking Trump for exemptions of footwear from new reciprocal tariffs. So this is my thing, and I'll do the last fact, and I'll give my thoughts on it. It says, this is the last fact, so this should be number 4 for a quick fact. It says, some companies now face combined import duties of up to 220%. So who do you think is going to feel, if they got to feel it, who else you think is about to trickle down to? The little guys like me, like, you know what I'm saying, like us, right? And this is my whole thing. Maybe Trump cuts them a break, maybe he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, this is supposed to be everybody's, you know, majority rules is how he got in there, right? And a lot of other little things that we don't want to talk politics here, but this come with the game. I wouldn't be surprised that these same people that is asking for these exemptions are the same people that help him get elected. And I'll leave it right there. I don't care who you voted for, but ironically, how things have gone since he's been here, and he's been in the office for over 100 days, you know, because if I'm not mistaken, on Tuesday, he just gave his 100-day in office speech. You know, like I feel like every president does, like their first 100 days in office, how things are going, right? Okay. So, and I'll just leave it right there because I don't really want to take it into politics, but it says the footwear industry speaks up. Says the biggest name in footwear are making their voices heard in Washington. In a formal letter dated April 29th, the Footwear Distributors and Retailers of America, which is FDRA, that's what that stands for. So Footwear Distributors and Retailers of America, alongside 76 major footwear companies, including Nike, Adidas, Pumas, Skechers, Crocs, and Under Armour, called on President Donald Trump to exempt footwear from the reciprocal tariffs. So there you have it. They want to get an exemption, meaning don't charge them the tariffs to get the products over here. Because look, how it works. Yes, it affects China and what have you and all these other people, but it's the people who are getting their stuff made over there to get it shipped over here. Because the thing is, it gets made, let's just keep it 100, right? And I don't want to be, I don't know why I'm getting that like raspy voice, but let's just keep it 100. The thing is, right? People, majority of these companies, like these bigger foot brands, and we can put anyone in there to a certain extent. New Balance, them get a lot of their stuff made in USA, but they go overseas as well. Point blank period is, I'm assuming because if I had to guess, they can get more bang for the buck when the shoes get made over there. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about this time and time again when Dunks used to be on the live or just in general, and any other sneaker YouTuber will bring this up too. You know, we pay. We'll just throw in a blank here. What are the Air Jordan 1 reimagined UNCs going for? 180, right? To the best of my knowledge, okay? So we're paying 180. How much does Nike really spend? Even if it is, like I think we went down a rabbit hole one time. I think it was like 35, 40 bucks when it's all said and done per shoe. But now they're racking it up to 180. But now if they got to spend more than $35 to get, and this is the thing, getting the shoe made is one thing. That's probably the cheap thing because the shoe getting it made probably is not that bad per shoe. But then getting it over here, that's where things tend to add up, especially when you start to get more and more pairs. You know, but technically, this is one of the things that's always kind of like pondered my brain, right? As a person who was going to drop some merch and do like not necessarily a code and brand, but I was just going to do like some merch drops here and there. It is cheaper to get it made overseas, and they will produce a better quality, right? I figured that out. But my thing was this, is getting it shipped over here, that part, it can make it add up a little bit too. But I also learned that they want you to get more, that the more you get made, the better, that the more they will want to, you know, do for you. But this is my thing where I'm like, well, why Nike them always try to limit their stuff on certain stuff and this thing, this and the third? Because those people will gladly make more pairs, and I'm talking like, say, like a Travis. But they do that also to keep like the, I guess you can say, the hype going, right? And I also kind of watched some other sneaker YouTube content, just I think I want to say today alone. And one thing that I've noticed that a lot of brands do is they try to do that fear of missing out a lot. And we've talked about that a lot too during the lives and stuff like that, where pretty much if everybody feel like it's readily available, what do they say? Bricks, 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 bricks. But when it's rare, you know what I'm saying, we get upset, but then we're going to, if we really, really like the shoe, then we're going to, seek after it. It's going to keep the talk going. It's going to make us, all right, cool, well, whatever next drop is. And not everybody's like this, but a lot of people do think this was like, well, I can't get these, I'll get these instead. Now, I think like some of us sneakerheads, and I'll speak for myself, me, that don't really work for me. Like if I couldn't get them, where can I go get them at? And then there you go, you're on the resale market. Now, people also ask, like, why do this if they don't really make that much money? They don't make any profit off of it once a shoe goes on a resale. But it keeps their name talking. You know what I'm saying? It keeps them floating, and other people will look at them for other things, too. You know what I'm saying? Nike them already got probably what they're going to make projected off of their quote-unquote hype sneakers that they know are going to sell out, like a Travis, right? Okay, and I hate to use them for an example, but that's kind of like that's kind of like one of their hot items if we're going to keep it real. Let me hit the chat real quick. Long Best says, we speak to that, we're at that one. Where we at real quick? Let's see. Long Beach says, salutes to Manny. Long Beach says, the only people that get upset about bricks are resellers. And, I would like to throw Hype Beast in that category as well. They don't help the situation too. And ironically, I used to work with a Hype Beast. Cool as I don't know what. But at the same time, it's kind of one of those like, I look at them as like a gift and a curse. And no, I don't hate them personally, but it's kind of one of those, I'd be like, bro, like, when they look at certain stuff, like, nah, I'm good. But then, like, you'll look at, like, Travis, and like, yep, I'm going whatever I got to do, this and the third. In fact, ironically, me and the OG was talking about him. We were like, yo, I think homie be running bots or got somebody with a bot. Because all the hype stuff, he always hits on it. And I'm like, bro, he either has a lot of people going for him or I don't know, and I'll just leave it there. Where we at real quick? Long Beach Joe Jess says, I love bricks. Off-White bricks. No, I'm kidding, man. But ironically, Off-White is a brand that, we like to see a collab with Nike, Let me get back to the article real quick. It says, they asked was just that. Exempt all footwear from the administration newly announced reciprocal tariff plan, which industry leaders saw with a devastate American companies drive up consumer prices and do nothing to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. Because this is the thing, right? And I get where, the president is trying to go with this, where let's get this production back in America, and get the stuff made in America, since this is stuff, it's kind of like well-known America products, even though it's not made in America. Check majority of this stuff. It's not made in America. Right down to, if I'm not mistaken, your iPhone, or your cell phone, you know what I'm saying? But to get a factory, because this is the thing too, it takes me back to my childhood, if I'm going to keep it real. And I hate to kind of rant on this one today, but I got to get this off my chest. I remember growing up, both my parents worked factory jobs where I grew up from, and they were making what they considered at the time, let's just call it super good pay. And then both my parents' jobs went overseas because they can get the same thing made and get those people over there making it for less. So they closed it down in our areas. Like, honestly, you can drive by the spots now where they used to be, almost appear like they were never there, right? And I mean, my parents have worked there for 15, 20 years, you know what I'm saying? If not longer. But I say all that to say, obviously, if they was to get all this stuff made in America and get factories built, how many years do you think that's going to take, right? This is a rhetorical question. I'm going to fill it in if I had to guess. Think about it. Okay, cool. We want to get more manufacturing here at Nike. We want to get more Adidas stuff made over here at Nike, kind of like how New Balance them have set up. Yeah, we have the land and the space for it, and people can get jobs. But let's just be real here. I'm going to ask this question too. Do you think majority of the people here, and I'm talking Americans, right? And I'm not trying to make this like offend anybody when I say this, but do you think they're going to produce the same amount for the same cost here that they do there, right? And I'm talking like maybe like China, for instance, right? Okay, just think about it. it's obviously still cheaper for them to go that route without the tariffs. Now with the tariffs, it's might as well, you're going to force them to make a decision to bring them over here. But at that point, people here in America, we don't, let's just keep it 100. It's going to require more. You're going to have to pay us more. And think about this. Nike will probably have to, one, pay to get the place built, get the factory built, get it set up and show the people, get them trained up. I'm talking, and all this is not free. Then, obviously, we're not going to work for, the same price that they work for over there. You know what I'm saying? We're going to want a decent salary. We're going to want insurance. You know what I'm saying? We got families. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more expenses when it comes to whenever you bring a factory over here. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to keep it real, let's just keep it real. And that's why a lot of stuff get made overseas. You know what I mean? Just, fun facts, I think. So it says context. Tariffs return uncertainty looms. Says President Trump has revived one of his signature economic tools, tariffs, via a sweeping radical tariff plan to level trade imbalance with key U.S. partners introduced in early April. The plan imposes new duties on imports from multiple countries, with some rates reaching as high as 145% on consumer goods, including footwear. So again, it's not just going to be sneakers, because we talk about this because obviously that's what I don't normally do, is majority sneaker content, but this is going to come across the board. It's not just going to be sneakers. And to be honest, if you look at it now, and I watched a lot of sneaker content today. I got caught up, man, because I just had a little bit of free time to myself. And what I noticed, what one individual said in the video compared to a shoe, they had literally made the video and bought the shoe back in years ago. And now it's back out. And they was like, yeah, back then the joint was, I think it's like 170, 180, somewhere around there. I think it's 180. But back then the joint was like, what? 135. So they're like, yo, you see how what I'm trying to get at, stuff naturally goes up over time regardless, right? Now we got the tariffs in here, it's gonna be a different kind of go up, is what I'm trying to get at. If this happens, you know what I'm saying? But maybe, who's to say Mr. Trump, he's, I think everybody says he's a nice guy, or he tries to be a nice guy. Maybe he'll cut them an exemption break. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know that for sure, but maybe that's what this is all about. They're trying to ask. And maybe if you ask, seek, you shall ask. Sometimes you don't know until you ask. I'm just curious how it's going to go, but obviously it's been sent up. Where we at real quick? Kwame says, nothing wrong with bricks. Some of my favorite shoes, bricks, is currently on in the current market. This is my thing, man. That whole term brick, it came about whenever the resale stuff kind of took off. In my opinion, right? It took off, and then if the shoe didn't sell out or what have you, or if everybody didn't go crazy and then want to pay an extra $200-$300 for it, i.e. we can say the pandas, which, to be honest, pandas, if there was ever such thing as a brick, and I know they're quote-unquote bricks now, if there was ever such thing that should have been a brick, it should have been that shoe. That one kind of literally was one of those cases you really can't explain. But I say all that to say, me, even if the shoe is sitting, I don't use the term brick, man. You know what I'm saying? I just look like people don't really want that. You know what I'm saying? We've seen a lot of shoes sitting since 2022. If we're going to keep it real. Are all those shoes bricks? No, some of them joints are actually pretty nice. Kwame says, prices going up because companies not going to want to make less profit. Exactly. Like I said, Adidas already said they're standing on it. They're going to do what they got to do. They ain't even really tripping. They're on the list for this right here that they just sent up to President Trump asking for an exemption. But I think the CEO is already telling how he's going to move accordingly. And will the other brands follow suit? Because at the end of the day, they're probably going to be looking like, we're going to be looking like the bad guy here, when it's really, we have no choice. But then again, also, people like me is like, well, y'all already been charging too much any damn way. Y'all still got it. We don't really feel bad, but who's to say what they've already put in that company expense-wise too? Not my problem, but just food for thought. Where we at real quick? An article says, While most countries are subject to a 90-day pause to allow for negotiations, the outcome is still unknown. China was excluded from the delay, meaning higher duties on Chinese-made shoes are already in effect. However, the FDRA's letter isn't limited to China. It calls for footwear from all sources to be fully exempt from the new tariff regime. And I'm pretty sure that's why it's best for them to word it that way too, which they mean China, because a lot of our stuff, I think I read somewhere, how long I've been doing the lives, I think they said it was like 60% of our products here come from China. Not a company you really want, not a country you really want to be kind of bully around. And I'm going to leave it right there. It says, the instability has already rattled the industry. Adidas, despite a strong first quarter, held off on raising its 2025 forecast this week due to the undictatability of the U.S. trade policy and these very tariffs. Plus, just a few days ago, Adidas CEO Bonjour told you, because we covered this, warned of price increases that were inevitably to come. Meanwhile, China's Commerce Ministry says it's evaluating a potential return to trade talks with the U.S. in response to the tariff escalation. So they're going to probably figure it out. But at the same time, China let them know, like, we're not like these other countries. We know our worth. You know what I'm saying? We know what we bring to the table. And I don't blame them. You know what I mean? Let me test the chat. Long Beach says, thing is, a lot of stuff is breaking because many people are having to choose between shoes and food. Tariffs have put people in that situation. That is probably some truth to that as well. You know what I'm saying? Case in point, I pay my bills first, and what I have left over, yeah, I have some shoe money left over. But yeah, I'm also limited to, well, I ain't gonna buy both. You know what I'm saying? And it's just me, like me. I'm talking about myself. I really like these more. I'll get those some other time if I can. You know what I'm saying? Not mean the shoe, like I said, just because the shoe sits, it doesn't mean it's a brick, in my opinion. Now, there's some shoes where people go crazy for it that I feel like should be bricking and they don't brick. At the end of the day, I've stressed this time and time again, shoes and sneakers are pretty much a preference thing. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of shoes where us sneaker collectors / sneakerheads, whatever you want to call us, we're gonna like the same shoe. We're all gonna go crazy for the same shoe. Then there's gonna be that instance where I like the shoe, but you may not like the shoe. That's what makes it fun for me. We all bring something different to the table. A lot of our collections, we're gonna have similar shoes, but we should have something different compared to like me. You know what I'm saying? If my collection looked like your collection, then honestly, it probably would make the game boring. You know what I mean? And I'm talking just getting the sneakers and collecting. Kwame says, for real, just buy what you like, end of the day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I've always been doing. People like, you skip a lot of sneakers. I saw one guy say he see me skip, like he's like, this skip number 11, skip number this. And it's true, you know, I am being very selective. And I've been that way probably since I started doing the Drip or Skip series. And I don't regret it, you know? You know what I'm saying? I got to also live. I got other things. I got other bills too, man, if we're going to keep it real. It says, tariffs on shoes are a tax on working families. It says, according to the FDRA, footwear was already one of the most heavily taxed consumer categories before the new tariffs plan. Items like children's shoes regularly carry 20% to 37.5% base tariffs, with the new reciprocal tariffs layered on top. Some brands now face total duty rates ranging from 150% to over 220%. Says these tariffs will not drive shoe manufacturers back to the U.S. because that's what his goal is. I get it, but even if they drive it, and like I said at the beginning of the live, even if it drives to put factories in production here to get the shoes made in the U.S., it's gonna be one, time consuming. You know what I'm saying? At best, maybe the fastest we get a factory up and running and they're smooth selling compared to the level of China, maybe 3 years. Sure, they can get one up in probably 2, but then you got to think training, hiring people, showing them how to do it. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be easier said than done. Again, says the letter states, the letter states, We are in the fact that one industry where tariffs do not significantly increase domestic production, tariffs just become a major impact at the cash register for every family. Cause basically what they're saying, right? Then sum up that little small paragraph. What I got from it, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, is cool. You raise the tariffs on us. We're still gonna get the stuff made and pay it, but now we're gonna be forced to raise our prices, and the Joe Schmo like me, right, is gonna have to pay more if they want the shoe. So now the shoe that was like, we'll use the reimagined joints that's coming out, the UNCs, they're 180. You know, this time around, what? In the next like month or two, the next shoes, there'll be what? Now it's 280. You know, now that's a big difference. We don't hit that type of price around until we're talking resale market and or maybe Christmas times of how they've done the Air Jordan 11s over the years, because those are up, what, 235-ish, 240? Jordan brand. Yeah, we already been feeling it anyway, you know? And then if you think about it, do we pay that price for shoes sometimes on the resale market? Yes. Now, also, this should make you think too, if this is hitting the like actual retailers' pockets and then it's gonna hit our pockets, think about those, and I don't want this to come off wrong or mean, but think about those who are resale businesses, right? What are they gonna have to do? Because that means Nike and them prices will raise up to what we're used to paying on the resale market. So what are the resellers gonna have to do? It's rhetorical, right? I'll leave it right there. It says the letter is also addressed the Secretary of the Commerce, Howard Lutnick, U.S. Trade Representative Jamison Greet, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bassett. Hopefully I read that correctly. Next paragraph here says, footwear companies warn of immediate fallout. Beyond long-term planning concerns, the letter highlights an urgent short-term issue. Companies don't know how they'll pay the unexpected duties on products already arriving at the U.S. ports. Some brands face tariffs that weren't budgeted for, potential risking cash flow, staffing, and future production. Many of our companies do not know how or even if they will pay the cost of already shipped merchandise now arriving in the U.S. shores. The inability to pay for this immediate, unforeseen additional tariffs places many U.S. footwear businesses at imminent risk. So pretty much they're letting them know they're going to feel it almost instantly. It says the 76 companies from whom the letter is signed represented a huge portion of the U.S. sneakers and casual footwear market. Their collective message: if the current situation continues, American footwear workers and consumers will suffer. Where we at real quick, Manny says, those black Cowboy SBs and UNCs, Jordan 1s on that must cop list for me. Okay, I feel you. Looks like we got Hood TMZ podcast in the building. Says salute. What up, what up, what up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out, man. Gonna be on the joint for like another 15 minutes. Almost done with this article. Then we're gonna transition to pretty much VF court situation, and we'll talk about that from there. And then we'll talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases and wrap this joint up. Says a push for the smarter, more targeted trade policy. Says rather than targeting basic consumer goods like footwear, the FDRA encourages the administration to focus on the strategic items, which would advance critical national security imperatives without causing unnecessary pain to the American families. In the current form, the footwear industry argues that the tariff plans is a little more than a tax hike on middle and working class families with no benefit to the domestic manufacturing. Says what happens next. And this is something, I like this article right here, man. Says, although there's a temporary pause on the rollout for most trading partners, Chinese footwear imports are already subject to the new tariffs, and the clock is ticking on the broader implementation. If exemptions aren't granted soon, brands warn the industry could face sweeping consequences for the rest of 2025 and beyond. With sourcing shifts taking years, not months, the FDRA, which I told you, and this just sums it up, it could take, if they have to do other things and get the price back where it's supposed to be and get manufacturing over here, that could take years. That's not like a you can do it in a matter of months situation. Just to be real. It says the FDRA directly appeals for immediate relief. This is emergency that requires immediate action and attention, the letter states. So pretty much that's the update from them. This is what we got on the latest tariffs. Again, just the quick facts on this to sum this article up, and then we'll transition on to VF Corp. It says the FDRA sent a letter to President Trump on April 29th, signed by 76 footwear companies, including Nike and Adidas, asking Trump for an exemption of footwear for the new reciprocal tariffs, and some companies now face combined imports duties up to 220%. So pretty much these tariffs, they could affect us in the long run if they hit these companies, man. And I'll leave it right there. Let's get ready to transition onto this VF Corp situation, and then we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases to wrap things up. Pretty much looks like they're doing more layoffs. Now, if you're not familiar with VF Corp, like I was saying at the beginning of the live, they at one point had Supreme under there. They've had Ray-Bans under there. They have Timberland under their name. They have, who else am I thinking of? Obviously, the main one that I'm looking at this screen right here, Vans. And I remember, I know they got their own standalone stores. I remember a time where you didn't see Vans in Foot Locker, but now you see Vans in Foot Locker. You know what I mean? I remember I used to rock, because I used to skateboard a lot growing up. Me and Dunks, right? And Dunks can vouch for me. You can catch me in a pair of Vans back in the day, no problem. It says, Vans owner VF Corp confirms 400 more layoffs across the company. The company confirmed that the effect its employees are across VF brands and throughout the Americas, Europe, and Asia regions. In fact, I think they had like an actual like manufacturing place here in the U.S. Well, obviously they did, but I want to say like here as in like VA. And I believe they had to lay off people there. So they've been doing layoffs like for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if it's the tariffs or just in general what made them do the layoffs, because, I mean, maybe their stuff is just not moving like that. But then again, sneakers in general not moving how they normally move, right? And we're going to keep it real. It says, Vans and Timberland owner VF Corporation is cutting more jobs. Foot News has learned, it says, in a statement sent to Foot News on Thursday, a representative affirmed that the news over the past few months, VF has been working to reorganize select commercial functions globally as a part of the company's ongoing business turnaround, the rep statement said. Now, let me just double check where this article is from. This is May 1st, so I actually should have probably been covered this joint, but then again, technically, we're just May 3rd, right? So this actually kind of just came out. So, because yesterday was the 2nd and the 1st was actually Thursday. So that's probably why I didn't get a chance to cover this on Wednesday, because Wednesday was not the 1st to the best of my knowledge. So I'm right on track here. Kwame says, I think Van's still in Cali too. Yeah, and think about it, that's where I feel like it's one of those when you think of like, and not to like stereotype or anything, but when you think of like skateboarding, yeah, I think of New York and I think of like other places, but Cali is one of those, I feel like that's where a lot of people, all the people that I looked up to going to skateboarding, they said that's what they had to move to go, quote unquote, make it or get seen or get known. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking the likes of like Stevie Williams or Chad Muska, you know, some of the people I liked growing up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And I think not all those guys probably wore Vans. I could think of a lot of other sneaker brands that I used to wear that I don't really see a lot of people talk about anymore. Think about this. Remember DC Shoes? You know what I'm saying? That used to be one of my favorite brands to rock. Osiris, that was one of my favorite brands to rock. I think they still do a drop every now and then. Yeah, those are some just to kind of think off the top of my head. S, which is like ES, I remember them. That was actually one of my favorite ones to skate too. Super comfortable and durable. And if they couldn't get you skating right, I don't think nothing else would. You know what I mean? Let me hit the rest of this article real quick. It says, let's see. While these decisions are never easy, we are confident that this work will result in a stronger foundation that support the company's growth and value creation objectives. The rep added, we're committed to handling these changes with dignity, respect for all involved, and want to thank those impacted throughout the process for their valued contributions to VF. So, again, they're trying to handle things professionally here, and I can't really knock them for that. So it says the rep also noticed that the reorganizations has impacted approximately 400 employees globally across VF brands and throughout the Americas, Europe, and Asia regions. So I think I did skip over some of this, or I didn't mean to actually do that. It says, in a statement of Foot News, we read that one over the past month. So, okay, cool. We're right on track because I read that part. Just making sure I didn't want to skip too much of this joint. So, again, we'll read through the rest of this article real quick, and then we'll wrap things up here in the next, 5 minutes, and then we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases here. It says this new round of layoffs come a few months after VF announced further job cuts and the new reorganization efforts back in January. So I felt like I'd already just recently covered this, so we're doing it again. So they had some back in January. Now here we are in May. We're having more. It says, at the time, the company did not confirm the total number of employees they were affected. In November, VF announced a planned closure of the distributor in Martinsville, VA. So yeah, I knew we had one over here. And that's what I think. I like how they do the recap of these articles too, just to give us a nice little reminder. It says, resulting in 242 employees losing their jobs. According to November 15, Warren notice filing, the footwear conglomerate was to begin layoffs by January 19 ahead of the closure, which was slated to occur in March. Previously, VF Corp said that November 2023 that it had laid off about 500 employees across all its brands, corporate functions, and geographics. So there you go. So at that point, if we're doing rough math here, in 2023 they had laid off around about 500. This round they did 200. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it, yeah, because that was last year. So we'll put that all in there. So 500 plus now we got 400. That's little simple math. If I'm not mistaken, 900. That's a lot of people losing their jobs, man. And then they got to go on and find other stuff. Thinking about it, that's all you've been doing for the past 10 or 15 years. It says, and more layoffs hit VF Corp in 2022 when the company said they're cutting 600 office-based roles, which impacted 300 current workers and 300 open roles. So if you think about it, 9 plus another 600, dog, we're definitely past over 1,000 now. A lot of people lost their job in like I guess you can say in squirts and selections, like, you know what I'm saying? Pause. But it says, in January, the VF Corp showed signs of progress in its turnaround during the fiscal third quarter. Net earnings for the quarter totaled $167.1 million or 43 cents a share, comparing favorable to the losses of the $42.5 million or 11 cents the year earlier. Revenues for the quarter ended in December 2028 rose 2% to $2.8 billion. So these companies still got money, but I guess they're not getting it on the level of what they was once getting it at, if I had to guess. And that's okay, but it sucks because now people are losing their jobs. So I guess it's not really okay. But if you think about it, since the company's brand, the North Face, which I forgot about them too, but they're under this umbrella. The North Face pushed sales up 5% to $1.3 billion, while Timberland was ahead 11% to $527 million. But VF Corp continued to see sales struggles in Vans, Dickies. Vans sales fell 9% to $607.6 million, while the much smaller Dickies was off 10% to $133.6 billion. Ironically, all these brands I know for a fact that I used to wear growing up, and Dunks did too. We used to wear Dickies. I used to have the Dickies belt, the Dickies khakis joint. Pause when saying Dickies, but y'all know that's the brand what I mean. One of my favorite, and I will admit their stuff was super comfortable and it was still nice. It was like workwear, but you can still get away with it with borderline being somewhat professional if you had to. But definitely workwear, like something that I would actually low-key buy a pair to wear for my job now. You know what I'm saying? I remember like there was like the double knee joints that me and Dunk's brother used to rock, and then Dunks used to rock like the regular joints, and I started rocking the regular joints too. So the Dickies is a big brand that I remember, man. North Face, I got some stuff, but not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It just really wasn't for me growing up. But some people, I mean, I will say up being here where the weather changes, like I don't like know tomorrow. It is something good to have for like to keep warm. So I'm not saying they're bad products. Now Timberlands, I remember me and Dunks having some Timberlands growing up too. Didn't really buy a lot like that, but I feel like you had to have at least like one pair. That was that wave too. I wasn't a big fan of the Timberland, but I know in New York, I know they went crazy over the Tim boots and stuff like that. So I feel like that's kind of one of those areas like that too, if you can think about it. So overall, more layoffs. Hate to hear it. I think they're definitely a good brand, and hopefully they can bounce back. I'm surprised. Honestly, and I know Supreme's not under. I think somebody else bought Supreme. That's probably why you don't see them on here anymore. But if you can recall, I remember when Supreme and North Face used to do a lot of collabs back in the day. And now you start to see it. You start to see why. It makes sense. Kwame says, I definitely still have one pair of Timberland. I'm telling you, you can't get away with not having. I don't have any pairs now, but when I was a kid, like because me and Dun's been knowing each other since like 6th grade, bro. I know for a fact he had a pair, I had a pair, my cousin had a pair, and them joints low key was not the most comfortable joint either, but a lot of people had some Timbos, bro. It just was like you had to need like. And I will say this, the one thing that I think my parents liked about Timberlands, while they did add up, but it's kind of one of those, like, this shoe is kind of one of those, the more you wear it, it ages well, it's durable. That's what that was all about, too, that wave. A lot of that stuff growing up, my parents used to buy stuff and, like, make it last. And this is one of those brands like Timberland, I think they would be like, this one we know it's going to be very hard for them to mess it up. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I ended up getting a pair. I wasn't too crazy about them, but yeah, I definitely had a pair. Putting myself back on the main screen, man. I'm going to be on this joint for like another 5 minutes to wrap this joint up. Let's talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases, and then we'll wrap this thing up for tonight. If y'all haven't done so already, smash the like button. Really means a lot to the kid, man. And sub up, of course, we haven't done so already. But what we're anticipating next week for sure, obviously, we have the Air Jordan 1 Reimagines UNCs. If I had to guess, probably sometime tomorrow or Monday, which I'm assuming tomorrow, on the Foot Locker app, I have a feeling they're going to come available where you can enter to, see if you can grab a pair and be selected through their, flex program. So, if I'm not mistaken, right, that's usually how it goes. Keep in mind, I don't think I've went to Foot Locker since my last, sneaker pickup from Foot Locker, which was, probably, a few months ago. Yeah. So, got my eye on those for sure. Definitely liking those. And then there's a lot of other things coming too. I'm going to just open up the sneakers app real quick. I'm not feeling too, if we're going to bring this up, and I don't really want to bring it up, but I know we brought it up on Wednesday. They do have those dirty triple white and dirty triple black Air Force Ones. I've done the research on it officially because I do have a video coming on it. Still not sold on those because of that Nike check in the toe box area. But it is coming with it looks like a toothbrush, but it's not an actual brush. But apparently it's going to be coming attached to the shoe with those little chain thingies that we get with the little I guess you can say accessories. When you get the little Jumpman little keychain joint on there, I guess they're going to do that in the form. Now it's going to be a little brush type of joint or tooth-shaped brush type of thing, but it's not an actual brush. If you want to scrub it off and get them cleaner faster, quote-unquote, then there you have it. Me, personally, I don't see the point of buying a shoe dirty just to clean it. It should be, in my opinion, maybe I'm just too used to the other way around where you buy the shoe clean and you try to keep it clean, but watch it gets dirty over time because it builds character because you're going places and you're rocking and wearing your shoes. Point blank, period. So we do have those coming on Wednesday of next week. I know we have the Baruch Brown Air Force Ones coming. I think we seen those last time back in 2005. Kind of give me Poor Man Travis vibes. And then I know we got the Tortellini, the Nike SB Dunk Tortellini coming on Friday. And then Dion has a shoe dedicated to his mother coming as well. Pretty much is a university red joint of that that 96 joint. So pretty much we'll see how it is. I like the Dion's personally, but I still would rather have the OG colorway that I missed out on. Ironically, I was talking to the OG about that as well. But they're anticipated all red. I think this one is pretty cool because if you get up on the shoe, it's not all red. It has that hint of pink inside of the joint, inside the shoes. So it's dedicated to his mother, and I think she just had a birthday last month. So definitely excited to see these coming as well. And then what else we got? Of course, UNC Reimagines. And then let me share my screen on some other stuff just for future stuff. And then we'll wrap things up here for the night because we're coming right up on that hour mark. So close this article here. Boom. And then we're going to go here. And no, I don't want to get notified. But yeah, this divine that brought to my attention yesterday, or I think he asked me in the Discord, looks like they're going to do a Levi Denim 3. Don't hate it, but don't love it. But I feel like this, bro. This is my thing. This is an almost for me, looking at this. Because this is my thing. Look, if you look at the Levi 4s, it's all over Levi. We don't need the elephant print on this to know it's a 3. We know what the silhouette of a 3 looks like. If you're going to go, this is my thing with a denim. Go all in or don't go at all. It's how, because in my thing, I'm thinking even right down to the soles right here, because they did that with the fours. The whole joint is denim. That's what I feel like they should do with this. The whole joint denim, and just give us that air hole right there, pause, and then call it a day. And then you can leave this part black if you want to, or you can turn it to a gum. Honestly, no. What they should do, all denim joint, and I know what y'all saying, like at this point, go be a sneaker designer. And I know it's easier said than done whenever you know what you kind of anticipate, but I don't probably say doing this from scratch is probably easier said than done. But get a joint all denim here, all even here too, and then boom, around here, make it a gum bottom. You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff, they already got the blueprint for if you look at the fours. Do what you did to the fours, but to the threes. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. A gum bottom. If they did this joint all denim out, have the air hole open, and then put a gum bottom on the joint, it will be clean. It needs a gum bottom. Kwame says gum sole would be clean on these though. Exactly. The gum bottom is kind of clean on the fours. And I don't think it's all the way gum, but it's just enough. But my thing is they can do a whole gum bottom on this joint. Ironically, I'm the guy that like an all-white Air Force One with a gum bottom. They hit. I'm a sucker for gum bottoms in general. I like gum bottoms. Pause. But this needs a gum bottom to me. And then the only other thing I see up here, they got the Charles Barkley joints, which apparently already been out, but I haven't seen them floating around. I think like certain stores have them, and maybe you just got to get out and do your footwork. But these Air Max 2s, these Nike Air Max 2s CB94 Suns, which is basically Charles Barkley's. Nostalgia purposes for me, but I actually technically prefer, which I have up here, the black and purple joints. If I can get I would like to add these to the collection. These are super clean, and it's kind of one of those, I know for a fact I didn't get it growing up, but I would like to have these joints right here. And I know rumors is they're hard to put on, but once you put them on, they're not that bad. So these I will be trying to add to the collection eventually. I'm gonna keep my eye out on these because I feel like they haven't done a full release on it just yet. I mean, my thing is this: why would you limit some Barclays? And believe it or not, back in the day, Barclays was on the level of like Jordan Brand too. And we're gonna keep it 100. I'm not saying game wise, I'm talking sneaker wise here, everybody. But yeah, and then I think that's pretty much it for upcoming sneaker releases, man. Let me just do like a quick little sweep real quick, put myself back on the main screen. I'm gonna just take one little. Oh yeah, I think Divine had brought up like that Air Jordan 1 Yumi fragment joint. Hold on, let me share my screen on that because I got that tab up right here. I think this is what he was talking about because this is supposed to be like a Panda Air Jordan 1 fragment joint that's supposed to be floating around. I'm not sure if this is true right here because this is Panda, but this is supposed to be this. These little mock-ups and stuff like this, I take it with a grain of salt, and hopefully this is what you were talking about, Divine. But at the end of the day, I still take it with a grain of salt. Like, they're okay until I start to see it. But I don't know if I would want to do a Panda, like, fragment. It doesn't look bad. If this is what we're going to get, it doesn't look bad. But at the same time, the fragment stuff can be kind of hit or miss. You know what I mean? I do like the Travis fragments that we're anticipating this year as well. So we'll see how those go. But if these are it, I don't hate them, but I don't love them either. And to be honest, if I'm going to keep it real, the Union LA wave, it's kind of gone for me personally. I still keep a glance at it, but I'm not I'm not geeking over it yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not geeking over. Now, the first drop they did was awesome. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that. And then I think this one right here, they says has rumored to come out. So is this right here? This is supposed to come out in 2025 if I can get it to load. So again, not sure. We'll see how it goes. A lot of this stuff that you got to really take with a grain of salt too. So let me put myself back on the main screen. We're going to wrap things up here for the night. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the live, but I have been on this joint for an hour and 4 minutes. So let's wrap things up here for the night. Appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love, being active in the chat. Really means a lot. Sign up for that sold out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat, and it's free to sign up. Or of course, we continue the sneaker talk. We got our food section, a sports section, which I'm about to get off here and watch some of the game going on with the playoffs. And then I'll see you guys again on Monday with another Music Monday. Until then, smash the like button, sub up. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional try-on hauls. And again, I'll see you guys on Music Monday. And yeah, I'm officially out this thing, man. Peace.
December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to these guppies and purple now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to these guppies and purple now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to these guppies and purple now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry away. Oh, I'ma cry away. Oh, I'ma cry away.